So we just got a little package in. These new upgraded Grippy vinyl pads for the zero gap bench. In the we just got this bench not even a month ago, so I got a hold of the customer service when I see they came out, and they got them to us for almost next to nothing. They got us a killer deal on it. But the like a lot of people, I was holding out for it was just a matter of time they were going to put the same padding, same vinyl covering as they have on their flat competition bench. Versus, I think this is actually pretty good. It's a little slick, but if you got a little sweat on your back, you can push back pretty hard. But you can, the new pads, you can just tell. We don't have the rep competition bench, but I heard the padding on it is just perfect, and this is the same padding from what I understand, and I would agree with that. It's just, I can feel that's just going to lock you in. So in the past, with a shirt like this that's slick, I'd lock my shoulder blades down, and I would just, if I push back, I just slide. If I had a little sweat on my back, that wasn't an issue. You would get enough grip. I got my hands sweaty right now. I can grip, push pretty hard. But the I'm super excited to get these pads on there. And if you've seen this bench, it's just awesome. The granted, it weighs like 117 pounds, and it's kind of a beast. You know, it's short enough. We got this body solid bench, which this is real heavy too. It's like 100 pounds, and but for some reason, well, this is a little more, but the zero gap feature, you can't beat it if you're looking for one bench. And with these new pads, this, I don't think it can get any better. Maybe, as somebody suggested, and is a concern of mine, was it goes 15-degree increments of incline from 15 to 90 degrees. Like, it'd be nice if they had like an 80-85, but for people with crappy shoulder mobility like me, I just do seated dumbbell presses at 75 degrees. It feels awesome, and I can just cheat it on the 90, especially with the seat at the bottom being real long. You can kind of stick your butt out, plant your shoulders on the bench even at 90 degrees, and you're just about achieve basically 85. But that'd be kind of neat if they'd have threw it in there. I know a lot of reviews, the ones that are out there that I've seen, had also mentioned that as well. But just pretty amped up because I saw with these pads, that was, if these pads were out, I held off. I wanted to get this in the spring of this year, and I held off until, well, it was within the last month. It's now October 1st, so. And I saw those, I'm like, you're kidding me. And the Rep Fitness customer service, they're pretty awesome. And they hooked us up and sent out the pads. And yeah, looking forward to, I mean, this bench, I think it's going to be just about perfect with those new pads. Don't have one thing to complain about it other than it's a beast to move around. My wife complains about it, and I know right when we got it in, I had just tweaked my back, and I was like, man, this thing is heavy to move around, just initially to pick that up, get it upright. And actually, I'm kind of curious. I'll probably put a scale in the front and see. And I don't know, it should be, you would think it'd be about half of whatever the weight is. 117 pounds, 58.5 pounds or so. But I'm just curious what the You know, it definitely feels heavier than lifting a 45-pound plate off the ground, that's for sure. And the handle is pretty low. But other than that, and that's just me and my wife not being the strongest of people. We're working on it, but we got a ways to go. So, but that's all good. Anyways, get this pad on here and see how it goes. So just got the pad back on. It is pretty grippy compared to this anyway, and this wasn't bad. It's really, I really like the pad. It's real dense. Granted, I'm not that heavy and don't move a ton of weight anyways, but anyways. So I still got the same shirt on. It's like a slick, just a slick material. I don't have any sweat going. And I dig my shoulder blades in. And I can just push back for the most part. Pretty good. So I don't see any issues with the grip of the pad being an issue anymore at all. So anyways, mostly I wanted to just go over this new pad because I thought that was interesting, and I thought a lot of people who recently got this probably don't have the version with the new pad since it just came out. But the not many issues that I can think of with this bench at all. It's pretty rock solid. The only thing I can think of is, even when you tighten this down, there's a slight bit of play side to side. Granted, it doesn't twist. It just goes side to side, so I don't really see it as an issue. It's perfectly, you can put a ton of pressure on here. It doesn't twist any which way or at all.
Let's shred this out.
What's that? Is it bedtime yet?
No.
But you can see it right here, the little bit of play. Hold on, Nakaya. Oh yeah? One sec here. Anyways, you can see it right here. By design, I don't think there's much you could do to get rid of that. Maybe stick like some little tiny U-washers in the sides here or something, because this is welded in, this is welded in, and that there's not really anything you can do with it. The top pad, these pillow blocks, you can tighten up. Yeah, you can tighten down these set screws and kind of get that. When it showed up, the top pad wiggled a little bit, but after I tightened that down, and there's Rep Fitness did a little video on there, like 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's relatively little wiggle, and I haven't looked at this lately. I mean, once you plant your back into there, that thing ain't going anywhere. And compared to, say, this ladder style bench, and this body solid, it's a quality bench, rock solid. Way more wiggle. Well, actually, I think something with the feet there, but it compared. Can you get it to move, Nakaya? Well, if you're pushing on it, you could lift it, can't you?
I can lift it.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, and we did get the pads for holding your legs in for doing the decline work. My wife took it to the test. She went to 75 degrees doing sit-ups. It was pretty impressive. We tied a little rope up to the joist and set the ladder up. I'll have to share that at some point. But anyways, pretty satisfied with this. Worth every penny in my opinion. I don't think I've seen a commercial bench as good as this one that I've used. Granted, as of late, the last couple of years, we've been setting up the home gym. But working out at quite a few different gyms. They've all had, you know, Cybex and hammer strength, whatever. I would say this is right up with all those, and more functional. They always have that slick vinyl narrow pad, 9-10 inches. This thing's 12 inches wide. Even with my relatively narrow, I don't have real wide shoulders. I got plenty of room on this, and it gives me a little extra support. So I think it would work pretty great for anybody, except maybe, I don't know if Nikaya, she might be a little too small. But anyways, that's that. Just wanted to share that. Pretty excited to try these new pads out. Doing a push-pull leg split, so got a push day tomorrow. So gonna do some bench pressing on here, some incline dumbbell pressing and all that. So try it out. Anyways, so I forgot about this. I wanted to just, out of curiosity, I don't know if this is gonna work here, put this on the scale. I'm not sure it'll accurately. It's all riding on here. It says 58.8 pounds. And I was kind of thinking it'd be 58.5, about half.
Did you forget I didn't do the scale thing off of whatever this thing is?
The scale?
No,
You want to do some intervals? See if that'll show up there. 58.8. That's what you're lifting every time you move this bench.
Hey guys, watch this.
That's another one. She can't quite reach, but she's doing something on it. Okay, Nikaya, that's going to be it.